Hey there, fellow parents. Today we are going to be discussing the book Parenting by Paul David Tripp. If you're new around here, hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Cassidy. I am a homeschooling, homemaking mama to 7 kiddos, and I have been parenting for 16 years. 12 of those have been Christian parenting. I have read a ton of books, and I wanted to go ahead and discuss this book here. I think that Paul does a great job of being fun and insightful, just discussing the ups and downs of parenting, and so let's go ahead and dive right in. Okay, so I really do enjoy the way that Paul David Tripp writes. I think that he does use a lot of humor and insight in his writing, and it is fun to read. So let's go ahead and talk about the key points of this book. The first concept is the expert parent. So Paul actually starts the book out poking fun at parents who think they have it all figured out. He reminds us that there are a lot of ups and downs in parenting, and it's like a roller coaster ride, which I have to agree. In my experience, I think that it is often a lot of ups and downs, a lot of highs, lows. It is very much a roller coaster ride. And you can't really predict every turn or twist, so you really have to put those humility caps on and embrace the adventure. The second kind of concept that is throughout this book is the power of grace. Paul really emphasizes the importance of grace in parenting. And he reminds us that we're imperfect beings raising imperfect beings. But hey, that's exactly what grace is for, right? So let's go ahead and give ourselves grace and our kids some more grace, because we're all in this mess together. So the third concept that he talks about is the messiness of the battleground in the heart. He then kind of illustrates the picture that our children's hearts are like a zoo with wild animals running amok. But not to worry, because he also gives us the insight in how to tame this wild jungle and helping our kids really understand their hearts and experience true transformation. If this review has been helpful so far, would you mind giving it a like? It really helps me out. And I do want other parents that are looking for solid resources to find this video, and it would really help me out. So thank you very much. Costume change. No, I'm just kidding. I was actually editing the video and realized that I kind of meshed up 4 and 5 and it didn't sound very clear, and so I just want to make sure that I am like clearly separating these things. So concept number 4 that Paul David Tripp talks about in the parenting book is the art of communication. He kind of paints the picture of maybe you feel like when you're speaking to your child, especially like the littler ones, it feels like you're speaking a separate language. Like you guys are just not on the same page. Maybe they're not understanding you. Maybe you're not explaining it correctly. And so he gives some practical advice and tips in how to communicate with your children in a way that they're going to understand, and that it's not just going to go in one ear and out the other, but it's actually going to go in their ears and hopefully to their heart. And so I really like how he kind of just gives some practical advice and experience, because as you know, even a mom who has some experience with this, it just gives you a clear indication of like what to say, how to say, and the right way to explain it to your children, and then not like just be like coming down on them, but really trying to relate to them, to their hearts, and correcting the sin issue that they're experiencing rather than just like the behavior. And so that's concept number 4, just communicating with them and how to practically do it. Okay, and then concept number 5 that he discusses in this book is we are in this together, that you and your spouse are a team, kind of like a sports team. You guys should work together, be on the same page, know what the play is, and deciding that between you guys what your plan of action is going to be, like I said, like the gameplay, how you guys are going to go about things, how you're going to correct things, the discipline that you're going to put into place, and making sure that you guys are both on the same page so that lines aren't getting blurred with your children. When your children clearly understand what behaviors are not gonna be okay, what are, you know, what are the rules, what goes against that, what is the discipline for that, and then knowing that mom and dad are a united front, that there is no playing one against the other, that they are both united in their way of parenting, way of disciplining, whatever it is, that you guys are united in a team rather than like, you know, separate players. Like you guys are one and not two separate entities, and making sure that you guys are both on the same page. And it makes a huge difference. And this is something that in my past, I was a military wife. He's now out in the last year or so. And so oftentimes we would be dealing with things separately, or I should say differently, because I was going about it one way, ways that I was reading about in the books, or things that I was learning, or just because I had a closer relationship with my children, being that I was the parent that was constantly there with them. And so I kind of knew when they were acting up, when they were kind of struggling with something, when they were trying to manipulate or get away with something, where he didn't. And there tended to be kind of like confrontation between us because we were not on the same page. And so making sure that you and your partner, your spouse, are united and together as one, and not two separate things, and like really talking about it and discussing with each other what you guys think the best plan of action is, and you know, respecting and hearing that other person. Okay, so now that I've clarified concept 4 and 5, and they're clearly two separate things, I'm going to go ahead and pop you into the other video. If you have so far found this review helpful or given you some insight, please go ahead and give this a like. I would really appreciate it. And don't forget to share with other parenting friends that you may have that would be interested in this as well. So unite, communicate, and then go ahead and enjoy the laughs that parenting offers as you bumble about in this journey. Okay, and then the sixth concept is hope for the weary. Parenting can really be exhausting, and we all hit those moments, hit those places, those seasons, right, of feeling like we are complete failures, or definitely failing in this moment. But Paul really reminds us that there's always hope. And he shares stories of grace-filled transformations, reminding us that even in the messiest of situations, God's grace can bring beauty and growth. And I have definitely experienced this along my parenting journey. So in this parenting book by Paul David Tripp, it takes a very funny and fun, lighthearted approach to relate parenting, reminding us that no one has got it all figured out. So let's go ahead and embrace the chaos, extend grace, and find joy in this roller coaster called parenting. If you're looking for some practical wisdom and insight with a very humor-based approach, then I definitely suggest that you pick up this book, Parenting by Paul David Tripp. I will link them both down in the description, the physical form and on Audible, so that way, no matter what your preference is or what season of life you're in, you can start reading this book. I really do suggest it. I think it is a great read, and it will offer you a lot of insight and practical advice in your parenting. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. If you have not commented down below, please do. If you have a book that you would like to have reviewed or get some insight, please leave it down there so I can check that out. I would love to create a video for you on that. And if you are not subscribed already, then please go ahead and do so. I focus on mom life, motherhood, homemaking in a Christian home. If that is of interest, I would love to have you. And make sure you hit the bell so that you are notified the next time I release another book review. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!